Hey guys, it's Nate, aka the Foot Accountant. Welcome back to the channel. Team of the Year is off to a very erroneous start from EA Sports, as the day after we had the Lafree Yamal inside of the Sophia Wilson SBC, we have a new mistake from EA with an icon player pick that actually means some people are getting compensation because they did this SBC before EA fixed it. And the crazy thing was, we had no idea that anything was wrong until EA tweeted about it. Hopefully we don't continue with the Team of the Year mistakes today on Sunday for day 3 of Team of the Year, which brings us new Team of the Year cards in packs. The Team of the Year attackers are leaving packs. The Team of the Year midfielders are coming in to replace them, and the Team of the Year icons are still staying in packs as well. But we've got to look at today's content in terms of SBCs, because there's a rumor going around that one of the best SBCs that was leaked about for Team of the Year could be dropping today. Let's discuss, guys. If you're excited for the video, drop a thumbs up on it, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now let's get into things by looking back over yesterday's content on Saturday, which actually brought us the 12th men and 12th women vote. If you didn't see it, just go to the store. The pack is there, and it will open up a player pick with 3 different options for the men and 3 different options for the women. We've got Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and Harry Kane. And for this vote, I think it's very interesting that EA have done this. They're the gold cards, right, that show in game. Whichever one you choose, you get on loan for 3 days. It's those global loans like we had last week for the Team of the Year nominee cards. And I actually think that Rafinha may end up winning this vote because I think his card is the most usable out of these 3 in terms of a gold card still to be used in this game because he has the pace, the rapid plus. Of course, Lamine Yamal is very popular too, and that was my guess for who might win this vote. But the fact that these cards can actually be used in game, and a lot of people were using Rafinha last week on loan, I could see Rafinha winning this vote. Now, I chose Harry Kane because he's my guy, and I don't think he's going to end up winning it, but that's who I chose. And I just find it interesting that once again, EA have given us the timed loan cards, because since we can use these cards, it gives us a reason to pick the most meta player, or it gives a lot of people the reason to choose that. And I think that's a bit of a flaw in the system here. Now, of course, the 12th man and 12th woman aren't chosen by just our votes. It's a combination of our votes and EA themselves. But out of the women's vote, I gotta guess that Graham Hansen has the best chance to win this because her card is arguably the most meta out of the 3, the Barca Lynx, and that will be a really insane Team of the Year. So the voting is out for 3 days. Make sure you go to the store, open the pack, which gives you the player pick to choose, and we'll end up seeing who wins, probably with leaks on Wednesday, maybe even Tuesday before the vote is done, because we had Team of the Year cards leaked before the vote was done. Now, let's go to objectives, where we actually had a lot of SP. If you go to the live events section, you'll see, the campaign section, you'll see a new Team of the Year Festival Flash Rush event with this Elena Juve right wing card as the group reward. There is 4,000 SP in this Flash Rush event alone, and it's not even that short of an event. It's out for a whole entire week. War a Flash Rush event, EA Sports, but for playing 5 games and scoring 5 goals, 2,000 SP. For completing the whole Rush event, you get Elena Juve here and 2,000 more SP. So this is obviously now the time in the season where EA is giving out SP like crazy. We've seen it in some of the other objectives, but that is very, very nice there, and I think it actually is worth playing this event and getting some of the packs. There's also an evolution inside of here that gives, I believe, plus 15 stamina up to 92 and relentless playstyle up to 7. But you cannot put it on the icons. However, that's still a decent Evo for just playing a few games in Rush, and that Elena Juve card as well might end up being pretty meta in game. I've heard some people are really excited to try her card out. A striker, though, with Anticipate-based playstyle is really, really interesting, and a right wing with Anticipate, really interesting. However, let's go to the evolutions, because we finally had the big Kylian Mbappe striker Evo that was leaked, and it dropped, and it's a little bit less hype than I think it was made out to be. Now, max 91 pace is a requirement, but that's also the maximum pace upgrade from this. And let's not kid ourselves, 91 pace is pretty solid, but once again, it's not an Evo that takes us to 2 playstyle pluses. It kind of feels like SBCs right now are pushing the power curve a bit more with the Marcelo and the Wilson than Evos are. Evos were really hype over the past couple of weeks with the chains and everything we could create, and now it's kind of like SBCs are catching up and maybe going ahead a little bit. We'll talk about that leaked SBC for today too, but this Evo it is solid. It's just 50,000 coins. Like, you do get the nice pace boost, really nice shooting boost there. I wish the dribbling would go up a little bit higher personally. Honestly, when I find a player for this, whoever it's going to be, it's probably going to be somebody with pretty good passing, because there's not a huge passing boost from this, or maybe somebody with really good dribbling already, and maybe needs one or two play styles, but that's about it. But for 50,000 coins, you know, it could be worse. There are a lot of good chains that you can make from this. Actually, people with position changed cards, like the center back Mickey Van de Ven, are creating insane looking cards because they've got the striker position change, and that's actually allowing them to get a pace boost on his card and to get the shooting and more so the dribbling boost on his card. So that's a really crazy one. But this Evo might be dubbed the Messi Evo. I think this makes one of the best and most usable Messis that we have had in the game so far. For 50,000 coins, packing Messi's gold card gives him 91 pace and 88 shooting. And really, all you can do from there is enjoy the card, or you can put a finesse plus on top of Messi. That is one good thing about this Evo, is that it takes you to 88 rated. So whatever player you put into this, if you still have that end of season pass level 30 something finesse plus Evo available to you, you could give your card a second playstyle plus and make them a very, very good item. So like Benzema for this, getting a pace, looks really solid. I'm actually kind of tempted to do that card. The Hani Mukhtar Evo is tempting for me. So there are a lot of good options with this, but it definitely wasn't super crazy. I mean, even Gold Messi himself, you got to sell in the hype, guys. Even when these Evos look really hype, if they deliver, like 1% of the time, the prices go up after the Evo. You got to sell on the hype. Messi, 2 days in a row, goes up into content and then drops right after from 4.8 to 2K. He's now about 3,000 because people will put him into this Evo. He'll probably bounce back up a little bit. But what I'm noticing overall is, especially because Pina fits in this Evo, other Pina special versions and other strikers, you know, strikers have just been the part of the market that's not been doing the best over the past couple of days since Team of the Year started, because the Team of the Year attackers are cheaper than expected. Russo and Payor are under 2 million coins, right? I mean, Erling Haaland's only 2.2 to 2.3. So we saw and talked about yesterday that a lot of the more expensive strikers haven't really rebounded back up that much, and some of them haven't rebounded at all. Now you saw yesterday some of the cheaper strikers dropping, but still most of the market continues to rise. You just kind of have these little blips on the radar, right? Even Claudia Pino went down to 140K. She's back up now into the mid 150s. Maybe will rise back up a bit more, but strikers seem to be an area of the market where prices aren't doing as well because of the Evo specifically that dropped yesterday. Now, let's go to SBCs, where first of all, we had another release, thankfully, of one of the best pack SBCs to do right now in this game, and that is the 83 plus ×5 attackers upgrade. I tweeted about this after the stream yesterday because so many of you guys were coming into the chat saying, yo, Nate, pack the Team of the Year today. And I was like, yo, what pack? Let me know. 83 by 5 attackers upgrade. I know it's an 83 plus, but I didn't pack any from this. But a lot of people are packing Team of the Year cards from these. So I tweeted out the 83 by 5 and the 85 by 3. Those are the most necessary and most important SBCs to complete on a daily basis because they seem to have the best chance of packing a Team of the Year, albeit a very small chance, still a chance. So I would recommend that 100% over the next couple of days, or you could save those for when the full team and the nominees are out with more attackers going to be in packs then. That's kind of the second option, I think, with the SBC refreshing. Now, also yesterday, we had the Jeremy Frimpong Flashback SBC. Only one playstyle plus, but the Liverpool dynamic and 97 pace. As I talked about in the stream, this card reminds me of the Alphonso Davies Flashback SBC we had in FC24. It was a bit overpriced, which I think this one maybe is just a little, but it's for a guy who you know is going to be meta. He's got the Intercept Plus, he's got Anticipate, Jockey, Rapid Quickstep Tech, and the Whipped Pass, and he's 90 rated, so it's probably not going to fit into Evos anytime soon, but it's a card you know you can craft over the next week with the upgrade pack grind. There's two 88 rated squads, there's two 87s, two 86s, and an 85, so it's 350,000 coins, which to me is maybe a little expensive, but for the card that you're getting, you know that he's going to be so good. And again, we have a huge grind ahead of us, which is going to make every single one of these SBCs that are out way more craftable. So I don't think that's bad at all. I will probably be completing it myself. Very upvote, as you can see here on the SBC. Great rolls as well. Got the only fullback plus at the right back, but he's got attacking wingback and wingback plus plus as well. Now, right backs on the market did dip a little bit, but some of them as well with the strikers kind of dropped and then kind of came back up. I was watching this Kyle Walker. I was watching Carvajal. I did watch actually Cafu drop a little bit in price. So, you did see some price drops. 323 for Carvajal yesterday. He was between 360 to 370 most of the time. So those cards are down a little, but not super crazy. Now, the last SBC that we kind of discuss is the one that was mistakenly messed up from EA Sports, the second team of the year mistake already 2 days in, but we had no idea that this was even wrong and messed up until EA tweeted it out. Guys, yesterday they dropped a new icon player pick. We already have an icon player pick that's out, but they dropped a new one that gives base Thunderstruck Unbreakables champion winter wildcards or time warp icons rated 87 or above. It's 3 times repeatable, and it requires 5 squads, 86, 287s, an 88, and an 89. So this comes in at 384,000 coins, and I would say if you want to try an icon pick, this is the best one that's in the game right now because it has all those special icons in the rewards. I still think the base icons are going to have the highest weight, but you never know. Those are some pretty recent icons there with winter wildcards and time warp. But at first, when the SBC dropped, it did not say anything about the winter wildcard icons, and we had no idea that they were supposed to be in it until EA tweeted this 3 hours after content. Earlier today, we addressed an issue where the 1 of 3 87 plus Encore icon player pick description did not inform players that winter wildcard icons were included as the possible rewards. Impacted players will be messaged in-game in the coming days. It doesn't say that there's compensation, but that right there says that there's compensation because they've said before impacted players will be messaged and they give you compensation. If that's true, this would be one of the first times in this whole entire year that there's actually been a compensation situation. We've had way fewer of those this year. Maybe EA realized I don't actually have to pay stuff out when there's a mistake or something like that when there's something wrong. But when it comes to SBCs, it seems like they still do from time to time. And that's how I read that. What are they going to message people otherwise who did this icon player pick in the first 3 hours after content? We're sorry, there were no winter wildcard icons from this. They're probably going to give them another player pick. So if you did this SBC within the first 4 hours after first 3 hours, after content, you're probably going to get another icon player pick sometime in the next 2 weeks. They say in the coming days. It won't be anytime super soon. But we had, again, no idea that there was something wrong with it until EA tweeted about it. So it's one of those EA mistakes that was not expected at all, but it still happened. I don't think you can go forward from this and think oh, I got to do an SBC right away just in case EA don't have something included in it so I can get compensation. I get that feeling a little bit thinking about, oh man, I missed out. I could have taken advantage of this. The number of times this has happened is very, very few. So I would not try to think in that way and think that you got to do the next icon player pick as fast as you can to try to get compensation. I don't think that icon player pick is a great value, but it is out for 2 weeks. So if you want to do an icon pick, if you get all the player SBCs done and you want to do an icon pick during the Team of the Year pack grind, absolutely that is the one to do. Now let's talk about Fodder. Because there's an 89 rated squad in that player pick, guess what's up? More of the high rated fodder. 89s are 22K, 90s are 50,000 coins, and 91s are still 90K plus. These cards only go one way right now, and it is up. And I honestly think they're just going to go a little bit higher today. What's going to drop these cards is what I'm trying to think through. EA dropping some SBCs of players that are 90 rated or 91 rated that are super cheap, or EA, they're taking Bonmati and Puteas out of packs today, and they're going to be even less packable for people from any sort of packs that might be open right now because their Team of the Years will be in packs. Sure, you're going to have a Holland that's coming back into packs as an attacker for a 90 rated card, but I just can't see these cards dropping, at least not yet. Not for the next couple of days, as there's such a big push for SBCs, and there's going to be more pack grinding coming, which if you're doing an 89 rated squad like me, I need 90 and 91s to finish Sophia Wilson and to finish Marcelo. So that is my kind of thoughts on fodder for the high rated. If you have it, keep listing it higher. I don't think you want to invest at all, but I do think that it will continue to go up. I do think you can invest on the lower tier, 85, 6s, and 7s, and actually 84s as well. Squad battle rewards today is going to bring some opportunity to buy these cards. I know 84s were at 1.8K earlier in the week. Do I think they're going to go that high again? No, but they were 850 yesterday. You can get them on bid for lower than that, and they did go up to 1,000. At least this Cancelo did yesterday and Saturday at Content. So during a squad battle rewards today, if you want to bid on 84s for like 800 or less, be my guest. And if you want to buy 85s for 1.3K or less, be my guest there as well. 86s and 87s do look pretty cheap. I think fodder can trickle upwards during the week as we kind of run out of our safe packs and run out of packs to open that are giving us a whole lot of fodder, but still have SBCs that we want to do. Also, I'll mention it again, Team of the Weeks. We're talking about fodder, right? They're basically discard. 11,000 coins, I believe, for Team of the Week cards. That is a very good price. 10,000 coins on bid. You can stock these in your club. You can make an investment out of it. You know, you're going to be holding and hopefully seeing these cards go to 14, 15K, maybe this next week, but maybe it'll even take longer than that. Maybe 2 weeks from now, they'll be up that much. But when Team of the Weeks go to discard price or 11K like they are now, it is never a bad investment. Try to get the higher rated ones or cards that are no longer in packs if you can. Now, since we're kind of on the topic of the market, let's talk about the market a bit more because prices just keep doing one thing, and that is going up. Like I was trading a lot of cheaper cards yesterday and some more expensive cards, like getting on snipes, like Maldini I bought for 1.65. This Henry I bought for basically 1 million coins. I bought this Maldini here, the Thunderstruck version, for 2.7 something, 2.78. That was a huge profit flip right there. The Javi, who I sold for 680, and the dude is now 750,000 coins. Crazy. I sold my Valverde's at almost 500K. Flipped another Yap Stam. Low budget Kamavinga here. I'm still holding on to my Pogbas that I've invested in for now basically a week ago. Not quite a week ago, but look how rare this guy is, man. And he's just going to continue to go up because center mids seem to have very little, if no, like nothing to pull them down and move them down in the market. So those prices just keep going up. For the most part, prices are doing very good, and I think they will do good. Now, there's one specific position I'm a little bit worried about today. We'll talk about in a second when we look at today's content. But I do want to talk about Team of the Year cards because the attackers are going out of packs. And yesterday, right around the content drop time, I was saying on stream, I think these cards might be a buy. And that ended up being kind of the truth. That was kind of the lowest point for a card like Payor. She went under 1.7 mil. She rebounded back to 1.8. Right now, still in the high 1.7s. I don't think squad battle rewards is going to impact Russo and Payor that much. I mean, Russo was low 1.2s. After a nice morning rise here, up 100,000 coins, she went down to 1.24, went back up to the 1.3s, and is now still close to 1.3. The only card that isn't doing that great is Holland. He's back down at the same price that he was at the content drop time. He went from 2.3 up to 2.6, down to 2.2, and is kind of just still chilling here at 2.2 million coins. But these cards go out of packs today. I think if you have one, if you want to buy one, you could, but you just want to hold on to it for the next 2 or 3 days. I think the prices should do okay. The only thing I'd be a little worried about with these is if people do start to panic sell because they want to try out one of the new Team of the Year midfielders, then there could be kind of a domino effect because if people, especially on these cards, since right now everybody is kind of trying to be careful owning Team of the Year cards, right? Because they are super rare. A lot of people want to use them, absolutely, but there's also the knowledge that they're going to come back into the packs with the full team later on this week. So people are a little bit worried about that. If there starts to be panic selling on Team of the Year attackers, it's probably going to be a bit of a snowball effect. But if that doesn't happen, I think these cards can rise up a little bit before probably dropping on like Wednesday. So not saying you're going to make a ton of coins if you bought a Payor or a Russo yesterday or even Claudia Pina when she was 5.1 million, but I think you're at least okay, hopefully, for the next couple of days. Now, the rest of the market, again, continues to do great. Enjoy these prices just moving up. When you're looking at prices, by the way, on these graphs, and you see like Valverde yesterday started at 450 and went to 520, and he was 480K for most of the day, average price, and now he's 500. Like 480 is probably the new price that you maybe want to buy for this card. Maybe 475 or 470 so that you can maybe sell at 515 to 520 because prices for most cards just continue to go up, and that's the way that they are moving, especially on these promo. Look at this Rodman, 160K for this Trinity Rodman card, who just a couple of days ago was 95K on Friday, 95,000 coins. So market's doing very good, and that is great. Now, with content today on Sunday. We have new Team of the Year cards coming into packs, as we kind of already mentioned, and we got to look at those cards. It's Team of the Year midfield day. For the next 2 days, these Team of the Year midfielders will be in packs along with the icons still. The icons are staying in packs. Team 1, Pedri, Vitinha, and Declan Rice. Now, I think from this release of Team of the Year cards, these might be the best ones that people are really hyped for, because the stats for all 6 of them are really good, and the playstyles are really good as well. Pedri with tiki-taka, incisive, and tech. Vitinha with tiki-taka, finesse, and tech as well. And then Declan Rice with intercept, dead ball, and pinged. And the stats, they look crazy, right? Those cards look very good, but the women's cards look insane as well. Putellas and Bonmati, Tiki, Tech, and Quickstep for Bonmati with 97 dribbling. And Putellas has got finesse, incisive, and tech with 95 dribble, 94 pass, and 93 shooting. Now, again, my expectation for these cards being in packs today is that the weight will be about the same. I don't think the pack weight's going to change a whole lot. Of course, what we're going to be able to do is watch today for some of these promo packs that are going to still be here, like the Step Ahead pack, or really it's going to be hard to tell because most of these packs have a percentage that is less than 1% for the Team of the Year cards. But I guess we could look at the attackers pack gives you a 2.3% chance of the attackers, right? I know that there's going to be a different type of player reward for the premium midfielder pack that would be released today, but we'll just have to see if the percentage is about the same for the midfielders. But I think there's a lot less packs that are going to be opened today because a lot of people open a lot of packs on the weekend already. So maybe today you open your midfielder packs. Of course, we've got 3 of those from the 83x5 midfielder, and maybe there are a couple more packs that you're going to open still, but I think most people already opened theirs, and I think that means these new Team of the Year midfielders could be a bit more rare and potentially a bit more overpriced on the market compared to how we saw the attackers drop at a bit cheaper prices than what we were expecting. So that's, of course, a part of content today. We'll just have to see what their prices are and kind of roll with the punches once we see that. That's kind of how I'm doing it right now. I could make some guesses about how much they're going to be, but with how the attackers were priced, really not sure. I forgot to look at Mariona. This is her card. Maybe the best of the women's midfielders. I mean, press proven, that's okay, but incisive and intercept with 96 passing, 94 dribble, and then the 90-90 defense and physical. Great card there for Mariona. All 6 of these Team of the Year midfielders look fantastic. Now, a part of the content today, and this is news that I don't think's been tweeted yet as I'm recording this video. I've just heard it through the grapevine. I wouldn't say I've had a leaker's telling me this, but it's news, and I think it's trustworthy because of people having news and information before, is that we're getting a pretty solid midfielder SBC today. And when I say pretty solid, I think it's a top 3 SBC that we have leaked. And the other 2 that have been leaked have already been released. The Sophia Wilson and Marcelo, I think, are the top 2 SBCs that we've seen so far in terms of leaks. You could maybe say Butragueño is 3rd, but I would say this card is 3rd. Olise SBC stats. Remember, this is the official Olise Team of the Year honorable mentions that was leaked a couple of days ago. The rumor is that he might be our SBC today. That's the rumor in the grapevine. Tiki Taka and Finesse Plus. And it all depends on the price. If this SBC is I don't know, man. If he's anywhere less than 500,000 coins or 600,000 coins, I think that's a really, really good card. If they price Sophia Wilson at 800K and Marcelo at 1.6 mil, and Frimpong is 300K, I mean, this card could be anywhere between 500K and a mil, honestly, because it's a Bayern, it's a French player, it's a dude whose finesse shots are always cracked in game, and people really love Olise in this game and in real life. So this is a really big SBC, and I think that it's going to impact the market if it's dropped today and if it is a good price. Even if it's not that good of a price and it seems kind of expensive, we know it's going to be craftable, and a lot of people are going to do it. A lot of people like this ratings reload Messi from earlier on in the year, and a lot of people like this Joga Benito. Now, of course, the number one question we have is this new version going to have 5-star skills like the Joga, or is he going to get a 4-star weak foot boost? If he's 5-4, this card's cracked. If it's 4-4, the card is still good, and we'll just have to wait and see what other play styles this new one is going to get, because the Joga has got low driven, finesse plus, You got the Inventive, the Whipped, Rapid, and the Tech. This version just has the Finesse base, but gets a Tech Plus. So we'll just have to see what other playstyles they give him, but we know we're getting Tiki Taka and Finesse. I would be very careful with right mids. I'm thinking of players like Rodrigo, who's got the Winter Wild Cards. I'm thinking of Lamine Yamal. I mean, I know we just all got, or a lot of us got, the Lamine Yamal, but just take a look at a right mid or center attacking mid that you might have in your team, because that Olise should probably have center attacking mid position as well. If he's got a 4-star weak foot, I think people will play him at cam, and that could make some of the middle tier center attacking mid type cards, like I'm talking maybe 500K to 1.5 mil type of players, drop in price, because that does look like a very solid card. Like even this Jude Bellingham, if somebody's using this card at cam, I mean, that Olise has got 90 pace, and he's got better stats in every category except for physical and defending. And I guess Bellingham does have +1 dribbling on him, but, you know, you could score with Olise. So that's, you know, something I'd be a little bit worried about. I wouldn't say go and panic sell, but I would say if you have a tradable card that is a cam or a right mid in your team, I'd just be a little bit careful, because I think that that card looks very, very good. I don't think it's going to just hurt the entire market or crash prices in any way like that, but I just think it might be something that moves the needle a little bit for people, because that is a big name and a good card, and I think you'd be wanting to be careful with cams and right mids. Now, the rest of content today, maybe a goalkeeper evo. This is the only other evo that we have leaked at the moment. There's no paid Mbappe evo leak right now, anything super crazy even, but FutAccountant the only one that's posted about a goalkeeper evo. And if 87 rated Mike Maignan fits, and all the other goalkeepers below this post fit, he said yes to literally everybody. The season pass Vicario even fits this. Be really curious to know what sort of stat boost we're going to get. That could be a solid evo, and I think it actually could, if it is good, make goalkeepers drop. You know, we see this a lot, right? When we get a goalkeeper SBC, when we get a goalkeeper evo, you know, maybe you can't evo somebody like this De Gea because he's too high rated, but he could go down on the market because maybe you can evo his gold card and he could get some good stat boost. So I think I'd be careful with maybe lower budget goalkeepers today. I think of Ter Stegen and I think of De Gea specifically as more recent low budget goalies that have gone up a lot in price. Ter Stegen is 97,000 coins. He was 71K last Wednesday. So this is a card that maybe I'd be a little careful with, especially if he does fit in the evo, which it sounds like he would. If he's 86 rated and 87's rated fit, especially if Mike Maignan can go into the evo, that's a card that people are always looking to get into their team whenever he gets an inform or like some sort of special card. And he does have an inform that's 88 rated with the far reach, but it's the gold card that fits the evo. So all that to be said, just watch out for goalkeepers. If that evo does drop today, then I could think it would make some prices drop. Now, other than that, I don't have a lot of high expectations for the rest of content today. You know, maybe another sort of, actually probably not another upgrade pack. We have so many upgrade packs right now at the moment. They gave us the attacker refresh yesterday. I don't think they'd refresh the midfielder SBCs just yet. I think the 83x5 midfielder probably wouldn't come back until tomorrow on Monday. So that's, honestly, Monday is the big day for upgrade packs, guys. Monday is a really big day. I'm very excited for that. We'll be talking a bit more about that tomorrow. But for today, it's the team of the year midfielders coming into packs. Maybe a really good Olise SBC. And probably a market that still moves pretty good for the most part, and a good day to continue working on live events, objectives. I feel like I got to keep chipping away at stuff in here, like this live event, trying to play 2 or 3 games per day. We have to complete it before Monday content to get the progress towards the live event completionist and the solid packs and playstyle evos that are in here. So I think that's worth doing. I got to play 2 more and hopefully win 3 more. And get that one done. And then the new live event will be coming out. So it's all of that, plus Weekend League at the moment, plus trying to chip away at maybe the Football Fanatics objective. A lot of gameplay, but I do like how EA's given us plenty of time for the Flash Rush event and even plenty of time for the live events, because they're kind of like Flash live events too. But 3 days is nice to get those done there. And I wish the best of luck to all of you guys still opening packs. What's a team of the year video without ending on a pack? Let's do one right now, because what would we be doing if we didn't open one? Let's open a decent one. Let's do an 86 plus pack. How about an 85x2? Because I've got a lot of those still. Let's open one. Yeah, an inform is not bad. CDM, I'm probably going to skip it. I mean, when you see that it's not a team of the year, are you guys watching the pack animation through right now? That's not a bad pack at all. I'll take 286s. But like when you see that it's not a team of the year, you're kind of like, okay, on to the next. At least for me, at least at the moment. Let's do one more because that was fun. 85 by 2. We got 15 more of these. Now we're going to have 14. I said this in the stream yesterday. I feel like the Team of the Week pack weight has been turned up. I do. I'm packing Team of the Weeks right, left, and center, and I love that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments about that one as well. Anyways, that's the video for me today, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions. Tweet me if you pack a Team of the Year or put it in Discord. That link's down below in the description as well. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a great Sunday, guys. I'll see you in a video tomorrow. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you later. Peace out.